Good evening, good evening, good evening, everyone. Anise, first and foremost, thank you. Thank you for your work, your tenacity, your commitment, your loyalty to hope and change. Not only for Haiti, for hope and change. Hope is our state flag, and it has a message. A huge message, hope, and we're all looking for change. So, thank you, my sister. Thank you very much. 2019 was a humongous year for women and our rights. So, it's really inspiring that it's 2019, and it was the 19th Amendment 100 years later that we are celebrating. 100 years, and the fear of change is still present. 100 years, and it's often said, we have come a long way, but I continue to hear we still have a long way to go. Why is that? How many more years do we have to go before the hope has literally turned into the change that my forefathers bled and died for? Me, us, and other women that look like me to be here today, but yet and still suffering the same way, just dressed up different, just addressed different, slightly looks different, but it's the same exact torture. Same exact. The only thing that has changed is the year that we're in. That's all. So when we talk about we have a long way to go, that's a message. Let us not get comfortable or think that we're going to move up. That's that message. We see you, but we see you when we need you. 2019, I learned so much. Everybody's in it to win it, but they were in it to win it for themselves, not for all of us. I'm in it to win it for all of us. But unfortunately, what has happened, what continues to happen, what is being condoned by many who claims that they're in it with all of us together, they are realistically some great gatekeepers from preventing the real change from happening. You talk about, my sister, the doctor said, no, our friend that has left said something about, if you're not at the table, then you're going to be on the menu. Well, we continue to be on the menu. We are placed on the menu. At the end of the day, get comfortable being uncomfortable, because I'm not going to change. I'm going to keep saying it because it is true, because I'm living it. Like Cheryl mentioned, she has been through the fire, and she was here to share some of what she has gone through. But that was just a tip of the iceberg, a tip. So when you say to me, we're with you, I can pick out who is and who's not. You have taught me well. My biggest learning experience was 2019. My biggest. So I am proud to stand up with every woman of every nationality, of every race, from every country in the world, and say, we are here. But what I'm not going to do is condone when you're perpetrating a fraud, talking about you're with me, you're with us, but realistically, you're the gatekeeper. I'm going to call you out. I had an issue about who I am until I embraced my purpose. And now I know not only who I am, but whose I am. And the power in me is far greater than anyone that's against me. And it's empowered me to be able to look at fear and say, bye, Felicia. Because I enjoy speaking truth. I don't care how uncomfortable it is for some. Just imagine how uncomfortable women of color have to endure on a daily basis the unfairness, the injustice that they go through. That's a pain that only us can speak on. Others can imagine, sympathize, talk about, but you don't have the real feeling of what it's like. And when we share that experience, what happens most of the time, you're listening, but you're not hearing a word we're saying. And that's often the case. That's often the case. But I say to you, 2020 is double of everything I got to give. And I'm going to give it in proportion. I am tired of us having to be studied, because that's the issue. We got to study to come up to tell you that realistically that there is a problem, that we're going to think about it again. Can you come up with it again? I'm tired of that. We were studied more than 400 years ago. The same answers are true today that nobody wants to realistically address them. I am ready. My granddaddy said, at 97 years old, he said, baby girl, I'm living my extras. Don't change who you are for nobody. I didn't believe I was going to live this long. I didn't believe I would ever see a black president. But I never believed that I would see my granddaughter talking her stuff. He said, don't change. But I wanted to please everybody. I wanted to be liked. I wanted to make everybody happy. I wanted to, okay. Franklin, darling, as I said, it ain't about me. And I'm going to make some happy, and I'm going to make some not so happy. Franklin, darling, I don't give a damn. It is what it is. As long as racism is alive, as long as racism is being condoned, as long as racism is in front of me, as long as racism is present in conversation, in codes, honey baby, I like to eat, but these lips and my words are going to come out. And I'm going to tell it like it is, whether you like it or not. And I'm not meaning, intending, or going after to disrespect. But none are in my shoes. And I, and only I, can speak on my experience. Only I can speak better for you. So don't say while you're at the table that I'm there for your behalf. Invite me to the table and let me speak for myself. That's what I want. That is change. Rhode Island's talking about we're doing this and we're doing this and it was more inclusive than it was and so forth and so on. It's an illusion. It's an illusion. And we saw it with celebrating this past week. We saw it when we were celebrating Black History Month. But folks fail to realize people of color, African American, Black folks, your light switch, your hairbrush, hidden figures, your air conditioners, your super soakers, your plugs for your car, your cell phones, call waiting, open heart surgery, the ironing board, and some of you might not know about the hot comb, but some of us do. There are so much that is not given credit to for a people to be beaten down and excluded in all of the benefits that they paid into. Your accommodations are because of African Americans. Many of them, I would even go as far as say most of them. So what I'm trying to say here with all that I've said is, when I stand and do the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag of this United States of America, and we talk about justice for all, I want it to really mean justice for all. I want to see the advocacy that folks come out here for their interests is for all. That they don't utilize people of color to get their agenda done, as is happening now. I want to see justice for all that will make the change, that will show that the hope that we have been waiting for, that my forefathers told me about, the vision that they saw, is real, it exists. But as long as we have the gatekeepers that are making the decisions for us and say that we're doing it for you, it isn't going to come to pass. Invite us. We are somebody. We have a lot to offer, more than you're giving credit to us. Now I say, if the shoe fits, wear it. So if anybody's offended, so be it, by anything I said here this evening. Because if it fits you, try to change the color, and you'll be able to have a better swag in reality. So, in my closing, I want to say to Anise and to everyone here, never blame anyone in your life. I have a whole long list, so I've already prayed on it, so I'm not going to blame them. The good people give you happiness. And I can tell you, I got a long list. My Kelly Nevins, you're my sister. I'm going to tell you something fierce. And let me just say a little bit about her. with the RPA, everybody who had been advocating with my colleague Edie Agello, and which I was a co-sponsor of that bill, 5127, for years with her, but always in the back. You know, it's like you have a place, you're always in the back, but we need your signature. So when I came from the back to the front and said, I'm gonna do this, I still was getting jacked up by women. Majority of them didn't look like me. And even those that looked like me were definitely doing harm to me. But Kelly, in spite of her still supporting 5127, she was the only one who said clearly in a public forum on live television, I am here for 5127, and I may be paraphrasing your words, but I am open to hear, to listen to what 5125 is about. The only one who gave me the opportunity, the respect to hear what I had to say. I got 406 hateful emails from other females for coming from the back to the front. And guess who brought and made history? The multicultural sister that had the courage to come from the back to the front and said, I'm gonna bring this home because we all needed it and worked hard for it, and we're gonna get it. Now that was very, very hard times, but we persevered after the fact of all the hate that was distributed. So Kelly, I thank you, because when I see you, I see all of the goodness that has been mentioned here about unity, about moving forward, about working together, about hope and change. You truly represented that. And I thank you on behalf of every woman. I thank you. The bad people give you experience. And that I learned last year. I got a whole lot. That's why this year they're going to get double of me. The worst people give you lessons. And I pray, and I pray for them, and I thank them because I learned a lot. And without them, I wouldn't be able to give you double doses this year. But the best people, like Anise and Kelly, they give you memories. And they become my testimony when I stand before other women and other audiences of the reality and the fact of what unity is about, what suffrage is about, what hope is about, and what change is about. So Anise, my sister, I love you, I appreciate you, and I thank you for all that you have done, all that you do, and all that you will continue to do. I thank you. And I thank all of you for being here and celebrating this moment. Thank you.